All right, guys, good morning. Coming from our very cold garage this morning. I got Adelina helping me out with this thing, but we're going to give you guys a series of videos coming up pretty soon on the basic understanding of nutrition. Everything from where do we even start with this thing, creating our grocery list, to, okay, we have a grocery list, now how much should we be eating? Then we get to the grocery store, where do we find these foods? What are we looking for? What kind of labels, that kind of stuff. We bring the food home. Okay, now how do we meal prep this to make sure it doesn't go bad for the week? And then finally, talk a little bit about nutrition timing and, like, you know, where do we actually cash our checks and make our money based off of, like, eating the right food at the right time during the right portions of the week, depending on what our workouts look like. So be ready for those videos to be coming out one by one. But today we're going to start off with just the basic understanding of, okay, well, where do I even begin with my grocery shopping list? We're going to teach you guys how to make a really good grocery shopping list for you and your family for the whole week. So when we work out in the gym, right, our goal when we're working out in the gym is to increase our fitness. When we increase our fitness, that helps with longevity, right? When we want to increase our health and become healthier people, that kind of stuff happens outside of the gym. And usually it starts with nutrition, sleep, hydration, meditation, that kind of stuff. So I've created this funnel here that I want you guys to, so you have a visual understanding of how we do things inside the gym and how you can actually use that same funnel to help you with your nutrition outside the gym. So if you think about it, when you guys come into class every single day, we have a dynamic warm-up that we do. You know, we go right arm forward, right arm back. We get synovial fluid moving in the joints. We get the blood to start to flow. There's been some studies that show that if you do a routine every day before some type of, whether it be battle or a game or sport, that the central nervous system will recognize that that is about to happen, and it will actually be less of a hit on the central nervous system when you do it. So it kind of helps you recover as well. You're starting that recovery process before you even do anything. After we do the dynamic warm-up, we have the general warm-up, right? This is like, sometimes we play dodgeball, or we have you go for a couple of laps around the block. We do some stretching, that kind of stuff. Let's get the heart rate elevated and to get the core body temperature a little bit higher. Again, another process to kind of upregulate that central nervous system and get you ready for the workouts. After that, we have our specific warm-up. If we're doing snatches in the workout, we want to make sure you guys are going through the understanding of what a snatch is before the workout. If we're doing double unders, you guys are doing double unders. We're connecting the neurological pieces to the physical pieces. We're getting those synapses to start to fire to get the body understanding what types of range of motion it's going to be working in during the workout. Now finally, after we've gone through a dynamic, a general, and a specific warm-up, we get to work out. Now when we work out, this is kind of like where the money's made, okay? What I'm trying to say with that is basically like this is where you break down your muscle tissue. This is where you make neurological adaptations stronger, like things with double unders, like practicing rope climbs, that kind of stuff. After the workout's over, we have you guys cool down, and that's what we tell you guys, hey, go take a lap, right? And you guys go around the grass, you take a walking lap, you come back in, we do some static stretching for a while. The point of that is to down-regulate the central nervous system. We spent all this time up-regulating the central nervous system to get ready for this workout. Now we need to down-regulate that central nervous system to get it back to homeostasis. We want to get the tissues back to their normal length, get the heart rate to slow down a little bit. And if this is where the money is made in the workout, the cool down and the rest time after is really where you guys are kind of cashing those checks, okay? If we don't spend the time cooling down and resting, we're never cashing those checks that we're making the money in the workout, okay? So this is just as important as the working out is. Now, at the same time, if we spend too much time resting, that can be a bad thing. We want to have just enough time to rest and recover, and then we want to repeat this process. Dynamic warm-up, general, specific, we work out, we make our money, we cool down, and we rest, and then we repeat. We do this over and over and over again until all of a sudden, we die in a fiery crash in our Corvette off of a hill somewhere. Cool? This is the fitness side of things. In order for us to be the best versions of ourselves, we have to work also on the health side of things. And the health side of things comes with the nutrition, okay? Now I've created the same kind of funnel to make you guys give a visual of how this kind of process works exactly the same way as what we do inside the gym. Today we're going to start about that first process. It's going to be the pre-store grocery list. And think of this like your dynamic warm-up when you guys come in. You're prepping yourself to even go to the grocery store, which would be your workout, I guess you could say, before you even get there, okay? We'll go over the rest of this funnel later in the rest of the videos we're going to do, but let's start with that pre-store list and how we're going to do this, okay? So I've got up here, you guys, kind of a pre-list of the way that I've done this. Basically, what you want to start with is, okay, how many people are you feeding in your household and how much do they eat? Okay, so in my household, we have me, we have Megan, we got Jojo, and then we have our dog Ruka, okay? The 4 people that we're feeding. Now, how often do they eat and how much do they eat? We'll cover the how much portion in the next video, but let's just talk about how much or how often they eat. For myself versus Megan, it's a little bit different, right? Megan and Joey eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? Those are their 3 meals that they eat every single day. For myself, I'm eating breakfast, a pre-workout snack, a post-workout snack, lunch, and dinner. So I'm going to need a lot more food. Ruka's eating breakfast and dinner, okay? And we'll talk about why that stuff's important in just a second. In fact, she just came in. She heard her name. So as far as like the amounts that we should be eating. But we have a basic understanding that I've got 4 people in my household, 3 of them are eating 3 times a day, and I myself am eating 5 times a day, okay? So that's just gonna help us out understanding the amount of food we need later. Now, where I like to start is what are our dinners going to be every week? And the reason why I like to start with dinners and not breakfast or lunch or any of those other things is that I can make enough dinner every night to transfer over to lunch the next day for both of us. You make dinner the next day, and then that transfer over to lunch the next day. That keeps you guys from getting fed up of eating the exact same things every day at lunch. It keeps food from going bad in the fridge, that kind of stuff. You try to make these veggies that have been cut up for an entire week, and you're just like, oh, I don't really want to make those. Or the chicken that's been cooked in the, it was cooked on Monday on the grill and now it's Sunday and you're like, I'm a little bit nervous, I'm gonna get sick if I eat this. And this kind of keeps that problem from happening. So lately, hang out right there, I've been really getting into like grilling and kind of like nerding out on this stuff. And I got this book that's called Weber's Greatest Hits. Just trying to, be a dad and think grilling's cool and that kind of stuff. But I've been going through this book and this has been kind of like my guiding light as far as dinners go lately. So I got a few dinners I pulled up here. On Tuesday, we're going to do some tequila orange chicken breasts that I've pulled out of there. On Wednesday, we're doing bacon and egg burgers with cheddar cheese. That's going to be delicious. And on Friday, I'm taking another recipe out of this book with just some good old tri-tip. Okay, so I've got those 3 meals. Those are going to be like my big meals that I make this week. They're going to take more time than I would normally like to spend cooking dinner, right? I understand that. They're going to take a lot more spices and marinating time and that kind of stuff. But I've put them in the week on days that I know I'm going to have a little extra time and I don't really need to worry about it, okay? Now the other days, I want to make sure I'm at least getting some type of seafood in twice a week. And when I say seafood, I'm talking fresh caught, wild seafood, okay? And that's to keep those omega-3 levels high. So we're going to go on Monday, I'm going to have some salmon. And on Sunday, I'm going to throw in some shrimp, okay? And we'll kind of talk about what we're going to do on Sunday and how that Sunday meal comes about. On Monday, I'm going to go with some salmon, some wild rice, some asparagus. There's a little sauce that Megan makes here out of lemon, a little bit of honey, and some chili powder. Okay, so that's Monday. Tuesday, we've got the tequila orange chicken breast. I'm going to do that with some yellow and some green squash and some fingerling potatoes that we'll probably cook in the oven. Super easy to make. This one takes probably like, I want to say 10 minutes max, and the longest part of it is actually making the chicken, I think. But that is something I'm going to have to marinate the night before for that chicken, so I know on Monday I'm going to be marinating that. Wednesday, I've got the bacon and egg burger with some cheddar cheese, a little smiley face, because who doesn't like cheddar cheese? I'm going to do a sweet potato with that instead of fries or tater tots or anything like that. And then a spring mix salad. Again, you could get that at Nob Hill in just a little plastic container that's like triple wash. All you do is take it out of there, put it on a plate, put your burger on top, a little egg on top of there if you'd like, some bacon, good stuff. Sweet potato on the side, good to go. Thursday, Now Thursdays are kind of a hectic day for me, and so I'm going to make sure that I'm doing a slow cooker meal. I'm going to start it in the morning before I leave the house, and I'm not going to worry about it. I get home, it's ready for me. And it's going to be some slow cooker salsa chicken, some black beans, white rice, a little bit of Mexican cheese on top of that, avocado salad cream, and all that stuff is for Megan because that stuff is disgusting. So, but that slow chicken is going to be like an 8-hour thing that I don't even have to worry about. Literally all it is chicken breast in the bottom of a slow cooker and salsa on top, and then I walk away, come back 8 hours later on low, and it's ready to go. Pulled apart good. We'll do the tri-tip, some more fingerling potatoes and roasted broccoli. So you're seeing we have fingerling potatoes on Friday and on Tuesday. That's giving me an idea of how much I'm going to need. Roasted broccoli, again, the longest thing is going to be marinating this tri-tip the night before, maybe even 2 days before. So I understand I've got to do that maybe on Wednesday. And then the fingerling potatoes are probably going to take like 10 minutes in the oven. I'll put the broccoli in 5 minutes before that. It's a 10-minute meal. Saturday, treat yourself. Okay, I think it's important that we understand that having a cheat meal or treating yourself once a week is a necessary part of not only happiness, right? We all know that makes us happy, but also the digestive system and how we actually respond to these types of caloric intakes when we do them. So it is an important part. It doesn't mean overboard, just like with the rest that we talked about inside the gym. Too much of it can be a bad thing. Just enough of it is a good thing. Think of that with your guys' cheat meals. Just enough, like every once in a while, having a cheat meal is going to really actually help you out. But too much of it can actually be a bad thing. So I know on Saturday that's going to be my day that I'm going to hang out with Megan, hang out with Joey, probably go get some breakfast somewhere or something like that. And then Sunday, I'm doing chicken, steak, shrimp, kebabs, okay? I'm taking the leftover chicken that I have from this tequila orange chicken, which I'll probably make a little bit extra of, okay? And I'm factoring that in. I'm going to take the extra steak or tri-tip, because tri-tips come about this big, and I know that me and my wife are not going to eat all that tri-tip, right? I'm going to take that extra tri-tip, and then I'm going to add some shrimp, and I'm going to turn it into kebabs and kind of get rid of all of that meat that we had sitting around for that week. Same thing with the mixed veggies here. We've got asparagus, squash, sweet potato, and broccoli. We had asparagus here, we had squash here, we had sweet potato, and we had some broccoli here. So that's just kind of leftover stuff. Like if you go to Costco, you get a huge bag of broccoli. I know I'm not going to go through that whole bag of broccoli in just this one sitting here on Friday. So I'm putting that kind of like leftover stuff here on Sunday and making it an easy meal for me to do on Sunday as well, because I'm going to be grocery shopping and doing other things on Sunday to prep myself for the week. So I want to make sure this isn't one of those crazy long, hard meals, okay? Now, okay, we have a basic understanding of exactly what we want to eat for dinner that week, which is going to set us up, remember, for our lunches the next day. So on Tuesday afternoon, I'm having salmon, wild rice, asparagus. On Wednesday afternoon, I'm having tequila orange chicken. You guys get the idea, okay? And it kind of keeps circling through like that. Now, we have the dinner set, breakfast. Breakfast is usually the same, at least for our family, it's the same every morning. I would hope it would be the same for you as well, because that would make this really a lot easier on you. So for breakfast every morning, we have eggs, bacon, potatoes. We have some veggies inside of our eggs, which is going to be like broccoli. Right now it's broccoli and broccoli and Brussels sprouts. That'll change depending on what's good in the store at the time. We also do, Megan loves some sourdough toast with hers and some avocado. I cook the stuff in butter, and then obviously we have coffee in the morning too. This is just giving us a basic, again, understanding of what we need to go to the grocery store and get. I've got listed here are spices. Remember I said I'm super into that book and making these new recipes and stuff. So I'm making sure that our cupboard has these spices before I go to the store, get back, ready to cook my meals and go, and I'm like, I don't have paprika, or I don't have chili powder, I don't have whatever I was supposed to have. So I went through those recipes that I was going to cook this week, and I wrote down making sure that these are all of the spices I'm going to need for those recipes, and I'll just check the cupboard before I head out the door to see which ones of these I need and which ones of these I already have. Cool? All right, now I'm going to move over to here. I do 2 snacks a day for myself. Remember, I have my pre-workout snack and I have my post-workout snack. I also have a juice drink that I drink every day too. And I'm going to write down the ingredients for that stuff here. So I've got some steel cut oatmeal, some peanut butter, and some maple syrup. That's going to be my pre-workout snack. My post-workout snack is a banana and a Perfect bar, and I do that with some Pure Whey protein and some carb drink too. And I've got that listed over here in just a second. But again, I'm just making sure I have all of that stuff that I'm going to need for that juice drink I drink once a week, and then also that pre and post workout meal that I'm going to have. Now I move over to my supplement list. This is just specifically for me and making sure that I have enough in the household and I don't run out. So next to this, you'll notice I have just minimum quantities that I need to have in the household in order for me to not need to order more, okay? I write down my supplement list here that I'm going to need for the week. And then finally, my household items. And household items for us is like paper towels, toilet paper, soap, shaving cream, razors, diapers, wipes. I need charcoal for my grill. I also have propane grill, so I want to make sure I have enough of that. And I keep this on hand in notes in my phone on minimum quantities of these that I want to have inside the house before I go to the store. So for example, if we are a half of a bag of dog food, I'm good. I go to Costco, I'm getting another bag. And I always want to have at least a half a bag. That for me, that's just like in case something weird happens, we got to take off for whatever reason. I want to make sure that Ruka has enough food for at least like a half a bag, right? Same thing goes with like diapers and wipes. I want to make sure that we have at least 1 full box of diapers, at least 1 full box of wipes. If we're anything less than that, I'm going to go to the store and have a backup on hand. So these are just minimum quantities, okay? Now, okay, we have an understanding of the dinners we're going to eat and the breakfast and the lunches, right? Remember, the lunches are built off of our dinners that we eat every night. Now, this is how you're going to make your grocery shopping list. You're going to break it down into protein, carbs, and fat. That's going to help you find things in the store and not go from one side of the store to get one thing and then, oh shoot, I forgot something, and go back to the other side, and oh shoot, the other thing was over here, and go back, and you're wasting time in the store. All of the protein is in one section, all of the carbs that you should be eating, the good stuff, is on the left-hand side of the store in the other section, and then usually all of the fat is, it might be mixed in between the carbs and like over by the dairy and that kind of stuff, okay? So I've got for the week, these are my proteins that I'm going to be eating. It's based off of my breakfast and my dinners that I've created. I've got salmon, chicken, ground beef, bacon, tri-tip shrimp, eggs, cheddar cheese, some 4-cheese Mexican blend, some sour cream, and some cottage cheese. That is going to be my protein list. And we'll talk about how you find out the amounts that you need in the next video, okay? My carbs, you got a big old list of carbs there, okay? But you're gonna find almost every single one of these carbs, except for I think oatmeal, is gonna be in the produce section, okay? So I've got all my carbs written down that I needed for my breakfast, my lunches, and my dinners. And then finally, all of my fats. It's like olive oil, avocado, butter. I'm gonna get some Perfect bars at Costco. That kind of stuff is all listed in my fats. This right here, and then along with making sure I have my minimum quantities of what I want inside of the household, it's going to be my grocery list. This was, you guys, the dynamic warm-up of your nutrition, okay? In the next video, we're going to talk about the specific warm-up, which is going to be the amounts of each one of these, how you figure that out to make sure you're not left with extra food at the end of the week, or that you're not getting enough and having to go back to the store a bunch during the week. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Comment below to let us know if you have any other ideas for videos, or if you'd like to see anything else nutrition-wise. We'll be sure we get it to you guys.